Capricorn, welcome to your weekly tarot reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements to see what messages may be there for you. And if you're looking for a personal reading, have a look at the description below, because I'm extending my offer until the end of the summer. So it's a good time to get a reading if you've been wanting one. All right, Capricorn, let's see what messages we will receive for you this week. Okay, what is the current energy around Capricorn? Six of Wands in reverse. So Six of Wands in reverse is an intriguing card because it says to me that there may be a part of you that is sort of looking for external feedback on something and maybe not finding that you're getting it. You may be looking outward instead of inward for validation or feedback. You may be looking outward for confirmation from someone that you're on the right track or that you're doing something in a way that will get you recognition eventually. This could be a time where the desire to seek out validation leads to comparison and to self-judgment and criticism of the self, because the Six of Wands in reverse can often signal a slight pessimism that takes over when we compare ourselves to others and then say, well, how come not me? Why not me? How come them? How come not me? Instead of sort of seeing everything as teaching us something or something inspiring us, right? Instead of being inspired by others, you may see them as your competition, or you may be drawing comparisons that are making you feel less than. And so let's see what the obstacle is here. The obstacle, Capricorn, is the Ten of Wands. So that's very interesting. That the Ten of Wands coming through as an obstacle says that there may be something that is just, you may be doubting that you're going to get here. You may be doubting that you're going to get to the place where you're going to reap your rewards. There may be some pessimism here that's saying, I'm never going to get there. Like this feeling that says it almost feels like you think that you're not going to get to a place where everything you've been working on leads to an outcome that is successful, that yields results, that you see growth, that, think about the Ten of Wands as being a harvest, right? Like he's been growing these wands all season. And now he's been able to, after a lot of hard work and dedication, he's been able to collect them from the field and bring them home. And it's been a lot of work, and he's been really tired, and it sometimes maybe even questioned the journey of doing this in the first place. And so you may be questioning it so much because you're just not feeling like you're going to get to the place where everything is a success, or that you reach the goal that you've been trying to achieve. Let's see here. What's top of mind for Capricorn? The Magician in reverse. Yeah. The dialogue here is not serving you, Capricorn. The dialogue here of this pessimism that says, I'm never going to get there, or how come them and not me? And, this sort of idea of comparing yourself to others it's doing is bringing your energy down and bringing you to a place where, it's like you're losing faith in yourself, or you don't think you have what it takes, or your energy is so unfocused. It needs to be laser focused right now. When I see the 6 and 10 here, I feel like your energy needs to be laser focused on the fact that you will achieve your goal, and to not waver at all. Because when you waver, your energy sort of starts to get scattered, and then you're not sort of tapping into your full potential, right? With that Magician in reverse. Let's see here. What's driving all of this for Capricorn? What's at the root? The King of Swords is at the root. So the King of Swords at the root is interesting, because the King of Swords to me is an energy. It's a masculine energy of sort of knowing yourself so well. And the thing about this is that you may know yourself so well in a different narrative, one that is not serving you right now. I feel like the narrative that you're offering yourself right now is at the root of what's going on here when I look at the cards. And that tells me that this narrative isn't serving you. You may be needing to be more flexible, more adaptable, less critical, less judgmental about yourself, and to sort of really focus your energy on the fact that you will achieve your goal. I am achieving my goal, and to be laser focused right now, to not doubt yourself, and to be very confident in the sort of your thinking and your communication with yourself. Right now it's very clear to be very clear with yourself. That's a funny way to say that, but the guidance in the reading is very clear that you need to be very clear with yourself and very focused, laser focused on the goal, and to communicate a narrative to yourself that is courageous, brave, and not giving up. Making decisions that you will achieve your goal, and then communicating that to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, this is a time where your thoughts are very important. The dialogue that is narrating your current experience is extremely important. It's driving all of this. Let's see what bottom of the deck is interesting. It's the Seven of Swords, which tells me that you could be deceiving yourself into believing that something won't be successful, or that just because someone else who's doing something similar is achieving success faster than you, that means that you're less than somehow, or that you've not done everything you can. I feel like there's a really critical energy here that needs some flexibility, Capricorn. Let's see here. What are the past influences here? The past influences. See, the past influences, I feel we're seeing the world with the Three of Wands. So I feel like in the past you were all about dreaming big, and you were all about anything's possible. And I'm going to integrate all my experiences to teach me how to envision a new path forward. And I feel like in the past you had more focus in your energy. You were more positive about your abilities and your potential in the past. And I feel like in the past you were able to sort of wrap things up that didn't serve you anymore, and you were envisioning a new direction moving forward. And then something happened here in the current energy to sort of dissuade you from that, where you may have started to feel so unfocused in your energy because of some comparisons being made, or some pessimistic ideas about sort of the ups and downs of a journey. You may have started to really focus on the downs and not the ups, and not the balance between the two. And you may have started to focus on how long things were taking instead of celebrating every single success. You know what I mean? And sometimes when we're trying to get something off the ground, what it kind of feels like is happening here, we have to celebrate every success. We have to celebrate every moment that we're making gains towards our goal, instead of saying it's not moving fast enough. How come they're doing it like this? Be inspired by those people. If you're seeing people doing something that you're doing, except they seem to be having this outrageous success, try to find out what's going on over there. Maybe they know something that you could find out about that would help you too. I think that when we see people like that come into our energy, like when that's reflected back at us, there's a reason for that. And it's up to you to decide what the reason is. I'd like to think it's inspiration, not competition. I like to think that it's confirmation that I could have that success as well. And so keep going. Like, I see it as confirmation and inspiration. And I think that that's a choice, right? And that's why we're seeing the King of Swords and the Magician. So it's a choice how you see the people around you, right? And if you're sort of feeling more and more pessimistic because you're not getting the results you desire and other people may be, then it may be time to sort of evaluate at the root, what is the narrative that I'm holding about my experience or my progress or the journey itself. Let's see what the upcoming energy is for Capricorn here. Ooh, that's way too many. That was like a chunk. Let's see. Upcoming energy for Capricorn. Oh my God, another chunk. They're too big, those chunks. One or two. Thank you. We got two. Okay, upcoming energy, we see the Four of Swords with the Empress. Love this, because that tells me that if you're able to bring your mind into stillness and sort of shift the narrative, you're going to find yourself feeling very abundant, very prosperous, very grounded, and very much in alignment with the process of creating something and being sort of in alignment with yourself, where you're not at odds with yourself, but the guidance here is to bring the mind into rest, into recovery, into stillness, so that you're able to look at what the narrative is and shift it. The Four of Swords to me is sort of like pushing pause, where, especially when it's in the reverse, it's like we really need to dedicate time to self-care and to recovery and to just bringing the mind to stillness, so that it's not running over time thinking about how things won't work out. Mind shift. This is a mind shift. Bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. Start focusing on things moving in your favor. Everything is working out for me. Even in the face of things that may feel like setbacks, trust that those setbacks are somehow working out for you in the long run, that they're necessary parts of the process. Maybe they're trying to teach you something. They're not trying to push you into resignation, but they're trying to push you over the obstacle, because somehow that's going to be some skill that you need later on. If you always have this frame of reference that says everything is working out for me, then you'll see the obstacles as moments for learning, and you won't see them as setbacks. Let's see, how does Capricorn see themselves right now in this situation? Nine of Wands. Yeah, you're burning out, Cap. You got to take a break. You got to rest. You got to refuel, because the Nine of Wands is a time where we're at that final push, and we need, like if you were running a race, the last 5 kilometers of that race, or the last 5 miles of that race, are going to be the hardest, but also the most important if you're interested in getting a certain time or being the winner, or doing something that was a personal achievement. So it's always right at the end when we're exhausted that we have to push, but we also need to be careful, because I feel seeing the Nine of Wands in reverse is a warning to you that you're even starting to recognize that you're needing to take time to rest. So it can't all be work. Sometimes you need to rest, sometimes you need to play. Sometimes you need to do things that have nothing to do with your goal, to just refuel, and to step away from it for a little bit and focus on something else for like even an afternoon or a weekend, to just give yourself that space, right? Where you can breathe and recover and then come back fresh. Because seeing the Nine of Wands there tells me that you're dangerously close to actually burning out completely, and then you're not going to be able to continue moving on this process, right? Let's see how Capricorn is coming across outwardly to others. Outwardly to others, we're seeing the Star card in reverse, which tells me that maybe other people are recognizing the self-doubt in you and wondering why. Like while you're busy doubting yourself, other people are amazed at you. They're amazed at your potential, and yet you find yourself doubting yourself and feeling like whatever it is that you desire isn't possible anymore, and yet people look at you and think, I wonder why Capricorn is feeling so defeated. Like, it's so interesting how we can be in a place where a lot of people may feel like, wow, look at how well they're doing, and yet they feel so defeated. Why? It's interesting. I think your tiredness, physical, emotional, mental, even your will to keep going might be tired, and it's actually starting to show. So people can recognize that in your energy. Although I think we're seeing the star instead of a different card here because people ultimately see how much potential that you have. And so they may be wondering why you feel this way. You know, why is Capricorn suddenly feeling like they're running out of gas? They've got so much potential and they've got so much to offer. Why are they suddenly coming across like they're done? You know, that their journey is not going to work out anymore. So I think people have some kind of curious questions for you, you know, like where they see so much potential in you and yet wondering why you don't see that potential and why you're not recognizing it in yourself. What are the hopes and fears around Capricorn? Interesting. So the hopes and fears around Capricorn seem to be about being in balance, about money maybe. I see some financial things here with the Six of Pentacles. The Hermit says that you may need to look at things from a different perspective. The star here is the same star in the star card. So it's almost like your hope is that you're going to be able to capture your dream and then be standing in a different place to look at your experience and achieve it, right? That Hermit makes me feel like one of your hopes is that you achieve your goal and that you obtain what it was that you desire, and that your fear may be that you'll constantly be in a place that's not in balance. I think your hope is that you want to be balanced, and balanced almost financially. Like I think some of the stress on you here may be money. This is the first pentacle to show up in your reading, but it's a very strong placement for the Six of Pentacles to show up. Hopes and fears. Hoping for balance, but maybe feeling the absence of it. And there's the 10. I just sort of touched the deck, and the 10 of Pentacles with the 7 of Swords flipped over. So that, I'm taking that as confirmation that you could have a limiting belief around whether or not you're going to achieve a financially successful outcome. You could also be fearing the idea of isolation. You may be so siloed right now working on whatever it is that you're creating that you're not really connecting with others right now. So there may be a part of you that's sort of convinced yourself that, well, you know, I'm just going to be on my own doing this. And that is a limiting belief as well. So limited beliefs are having a big role in your reading here, Capricorn, and you're being guided to sort of bring them into rest. I'm going to put these here because they came out as I started talking about Pentacles. So limiting beliefs, needing reflection to understand those limiting beliefs and shift them, you know, focusing, not so much focus just on whether or not this will be financially successful, feeling like that could be where you're needing to sort of shift your perception into abundance, that there's enough for everyone, that just because so-and-so over there doing something similar is wildly successful doesn't mean that that's it and that you're not going to be. Seeing this, now we're seeing another pentacle, this Four of Pentacles, which is really needing to let go of those limiting beliefs around abundance and feeling like if I let go of these 4 coins, then that's it. I won't have them again ever. And that's just not true. And so it's interesting. There's a big mind shift that needs to happen here. Big mind shift. Let's see what the potential outcome here is for Capricorn. Knight of Pentacles with the Three of Swords. My goodness. So Capricorn, this really does say that it's time to let go of something that has been really hard for you to let go, but it's keeping you in a place that you want to get out of. I feel like this is all about limits, I think. You know, it makes me feel like this Knight of Pentacles is in reverse because of sort of this limitation in this Three of Swords in reverse, which kind of feels like it's all happening to set you free from certain narratives, certain experiences. Like, you know, when we think about our past experiences, sometimes we just feel like that's all that we're ever going to get served, that's it. It's always going to look like this for me. And isn't it interesting that the Three of Swords is here and the Four of Swords is here? So the Four of Swords is in your future, right? So you need to recover from this. And that Three of Swords sitting there in your outcome feels to me like you've had past disappointments. And you may be like, well, nothing ever works out for me. The Three of Swords in reverse to me is exactly what that is. It's a sort of a narrative that says, nothing ever works out for me, so why should this? And that limited belief is getting reflected back at you in some ways here and causing a delay. That Knight of Pentacles, Knights are all about movement, and seeing this one in reverse says that you're stuck. You're stuck, you're not moving forward, there's delays, and it could be because of the narrative in your mind that says this will never work, it's not possible, nothing like that ever works out for me, and I'm always at a loss. And it's like you're using the past to predict the future, when really, look at that Ace of Cups. It's full of new beginnings, and it's endlessly being replenished. There's no end to this Ace of Cups. And so it's really a message of shifting your mindset away from lack and towards possibilities and abundance, and then resting, shifting and resting, because it feels like, and having fun, not just resting, because I almost feel like if you're resting, you might be hiding. So having some fun, going out and doing something that you enjoy that has nothing to do with this. Just pure enjoyment, pure pleasure, enjoy yourself, take your mind off things and try to think of things in a different way. As I part the deck, we see Between Worlds and Regeneration, which tells me that you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but there is something here that wants to come to life. You just have to believe it's possible. I think that's step one, is believing it's possible, and then sort of looking at the mindset and shifting it. Let's see, what's the highest guidance for Capricorn? Fork in the road. Yeah, you've got a heck of a decision to make here with respect to how you're going to frame this in your mind. Where's the shift? Where do you need to change your perspective and have laser focus about your success and about what's possible? 22222 on the camera. I'm going to leave it at that. That's so interesting. Capricorn, I feel like a mindset reset is really important here. Shifting that mindset could actually change so much for you. And taking a break, going and having some fun. Relaxing, releasing, not hiding, not resignation, rejuvenation. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope it's been helpful, and I'm sending you so much love and encouragement. Take care.